Hello everyone and welcome to round 12 of Tier 1 of Season 5. Today we are around Austin in USA. Alex, if you want to take us through the track map.
Hello. Oh, round 12 then, spicing up. Got a great lineup here today, some new drivers, some fresh faces. But yeah, let's see how it goes around COTA today. Turn 1, hairpin straight into it. Low speed corner into a fast. Turn 2, flat out. Turn 3, then the tricky S's. Turn 3, 4, 5, and into turn 6. Then medium speed through turn 7, turn 8, and decently fast turn 9, flat turn 10. Another hairpin, that is turn 11, then flat down the back straight. DRS, main overtaking zone really, into turn 12, then into medium turn 14 and 13, then into turn 15. Another, you never know, you might see a move into there. It's pretty tricky, but if you get it right, you can make it look unbelievable. Then into turn 16, 17, very fast speed corners around turn 18, then into medium turn 19, and medium slow turn 20, and that's your final lap. Rounds out the final corner, and let's get on with it.
Yeah, quick look at the standings then. Phoenix out in front, 147 points. Lewis Piper and Phoenix are racing today, as well as Jamal. Maybe he can cause a stir up. On to the constructors then. Ferrari leading the charge with 267 points, looking unbeatable at the minute. Red Bull on 179, Williams on 166, Haas 122, and Alfa Romeo on 101. That completes the 100 club. As we move on to qualifying. Who's grabbing pole?
I'm gonna say, Phoenix today. Yeah, he's gonna want to win it. He's gonna need to win it, especially if Lewis Piper performs well.
Exactly. A couple disconnects. Needs to get them back in. Always happens on this game. There we go. Qualifying has officially started. Who's going to be first out? Seth, thank you for the bits. Jake Squid as always. Never in doubt.
He's using no line yet again, so might see a few mistakes, but trust the process.
Yeah, shot back in.
Yeah.
Sector 1, very tricky in the S section.
Sweat. Sweat, baby.
Hasty, thank you for the prime. Thank you very much. Big W indeed, thank you. As we ride on board with Jake Squid, who's going to take us through our first flying wrap in Austin. Just going into Sector 3 now. Let's see how it faces using no line. Saw him use it in Zandvoort and is using it here again a few rounds later. As Jake Squid.
Make sure to share screen.
Yeah, sorry.
Sweat, baby. Sweat.
So we're going DRS wide open across the line. Jake Squid is about to get us underway.
Durus, thank you for the sub as well. All the primes coming back You see the streaming.
Yep. Into turn 1 then. Put flat to the floor. Around turn 2. And into the S section, what Willie can catch you out. Jake Squid with no line, of course. Let's see how he does. Back to round out set to 1. First one to set it. There's into set 2 then, so far. So good, a bit wide there. But, yeah. Here we go then.
Big lock up there.
Onto the straight.
Dura sub for the next 6 months. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the support. Here you
I'll
get
get you
Seth
back
in.
in, Seth.
Jake Squid, what can he do at the end of Sector 2? Bit of a poem in the GCSEs swing of things. Obviously gets purple, first one on a lap. Let's see how the drivers behind match against him. We're rooting for Alfa Romeo on the new team principal, so I'm looking for big result from my lads. As Jake Squid rounding the final couple corners. What's it going to be? 135.3 is Generator. He's going to cross the line. Can he challenge provisional pole? And he does. 134.3. Who is next to cross the line? We'll ride on board with Jamal. Just starting Sector 3 is 10 plus. Puts it on provisional pole with 134.1.
Generator's got a good lap time in. Brodo has been disqualified. I don't know how that's happened. Jay's PT yet again sticking it up there, 33.9.
Stranded McLaren in the middle of the road for Jamal's lap, but it doesn't bother him at all. Sets a 133.8 as Nova Gibson up in P3. Good stuff so far from him. As we'll go on with Icky Robbo. I think I'm an invalid lap. Yeah, he is. As we'll go on with Striker Boy.
On to the back straight we go then. DRS wide open. And let's see if Striker Boy can maybe hit a purple sector. We've seen him consistently this season. Up there, challenging for podiums, but been falling short as of late. But now going into the final sector. Going into turn 14. Now into 15. Did get a purple sector too. And is Striker Boy gonna stick it on the front 3 rows? And if so, where will it be? There you go. Car going wide for him there, but going to the final corner, turn 20. With a nice clean lap of Striker Boy. DRS wide open across the line. Puts it in P6.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Shao faces against the Tier 1 lot. Currently leading in Tier 2. Seth, thank you for the sub. Top man. Needs another invite apparently.
I'll get you back in. Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Love you all. As I think Kev Slice has crashed as well. That's double DNF from McLaren qualifying. It's not a good look for a new team principal. As we now know, next season they will be receiving Old Hoss and Jake Squid, the Alpha Tauri pair, going to McLaren for the new game, and we'll see how that one pans out. That'll be surely interesting. But yeah, got a bit messy at the end of their Alpha Tauri careers, and now he's going to have to ride out the season.
Yeah, we'll go on with Old Hoss, see what we can do in his final few races. Needs a good quality result here, but as we know, around Austin anything can happen into turn 1. if you stay out of trouble, you'll easily gain a few positions. Big slide there for Old Horse.
There's a yellow middle sector, but across the line, Old Horse will go and puts it in P7 ahead of his teammate, and it's a 35 flat.
Altrix for purple in sector 1. Could be a challenger for pole position here today. Only recently joined, but he's been getting those results in.
DRS wide open, going into turn 12 then. Turns in and on the power. Purple middle sector there. I'll check for, can he really cause a challenge to the front three at the moment? Bit of a slide there. Going into turn 14 or 15, but going round out turn 16, 17 and 18. Let's see how he does turn 19. Medium speed, got to get us on the power very nicely, going to the final corner then on the curb on entry. And nicely planted his car on the exit 2, DRS wide open across the line. He does stick it on. Provisional pole. Altrexter is in the 33.8 as well with Jamal just very close behind. But Phoenix is now going to have to get a good lap time, but is invalidated. Overstepped his mark, I'm guessing, in sector 1.
Ooh, Zicky invalidates once more. Who shall we run on board with? We'll run on board with Haas.
There's fine Kynan then. Just gonna cross the line. Is he gonna get it in the top 10? Not quite. And a few attempts out.
Lewis Piper on his outlap will catch him when he starts his first. There's Jamal. Is he on a lap or is he just about to start? Just about to start one. If you want to take us through, Alex.
There's Jamal. I think these are on used tyres. Oh no, they are fresh. They are fresh tyres. That is interesting. But yeah, Jamal into turn 1. Brakes nicely. Turns in nice and softly. No big errors there then. And now into turn 3. Now turn 4. Very swift turn 5. And now a long right-hander that is. Turn 6, going into a very fast turn 7 to finish out sector 1, and it is purple, 9,000th up on his previous time, and he's going to have to gain slightly more than that in sector 2, but it is the place to gain, I reckon. At turn 12, but going down the straights, flat out. Templos is on provisional pole, 33.7. That is a love that from Templos. Can Red Bull finally get a win this season? That'll be interesting to see. Going to get feisty at the top, but can Jamal cause any stir to it? Let's see if he's improved in sector 2. Gets on the curb very nicely, uses track limits to his maximum. He's now nearly 3 attempts up on his previous time. He's going to have to keep this going into sector 3. And this will surely grab him provisional pole yet again. But Jamal is on an absolute flyer. Let's see if he can carry on like this then. Going to round out the final few corners in just a moment. But can he top that time, as Phoenix has tops that time by 5 tenths of a second? That is massive. Nova slots in just behind Jamal. Is he going to have it on the top spot? Is he going to provisional pole for the Ferrari? No, it's a 1-2 though. And yeah, they'll be happy with that, I guess.
Certainly good to see Nova up there. Alpha on top. Lewis Piper, what can he do? Can he challenge for that pole position?
As round out sector 2, it is purple, and in sector 3, can he carry on like this then? Going around, just about to go around turn 17 and 18, and it's looked a decent lap so far for Lewis Piper on turn 19.
Wide there.
Does, but still keeps it under control. Is Lewis Piper going to get it at least on the front row? Not quite. 31 thousandth behind Jamal. He's going to have to improve slightly more. He just seems to go slightly wide in sector 3. Striker boy in the Aston Martin then. Can he improve on his time to try and get himself in the top 6? There's DRS wide open.
I don't think he's on a lap, he's not using DRS. Neither is Jake Squid. See what Ryan can do.
The new driver only just came in. Currently in P15. Can he try and get it in the top 10? He's got a lot to gain on his previous lap time, but we'll see if he can do it. Flat out then, he's going to get the DRS and using that and draining that battery to try and get the maximum time he can. But now going into turn 12, let's see where he chooses brake point and where he turns in. Let's see if he can hit a nice apex. Does it pretty nice. He didn't really cut any corner though. Probably could have taken a bit more curve, but he's 5 tenths up at the moment. Gonna still need to improve slightly more to try and get in the top 10. But all to gain in sector 3 then. Rounds turn 15. It's been a clean lap from Ryan so far. So we're going around the final 2 corners in the Alpine. Flat out into turn 20. Flat to line then. Can Ryan get it in the top 10? Not quite. Stays P15.
Icky Robbo. Finally, not on an invalid lap. What can he do on his first representative time? This could be his one and only lap 8. There's only a few seconds left. A few minutes left, sorry, but is that the true purple sector? If it is. Absolutely loving life. But here we go, Icky Robbo, long right-hander, flat out. Yeah, let's open up to the line. Icky Robbo in P9. I'm loving rhymes today. Seth Martin. A little bit down on his previous time. All to gain, as you say, in sector 3. In fact, I don't think he's actually on a lap.
There's Coppercoin then. Finished in sector 1 and now in sector 2. I'm not sure he's on a lap.
We'll go on with James PT.
As James PT has been doing pretty well in qualifying recently, but he's going to have to boost himself up the order with a bit of consistency.
Here we go, final lap for James PT.
It's flat out then up to turn 1. There's Altrex for that's interesting. He's retired, did stay in the pits though. So no big loss there, but currently in P6 he's going to get beaten by James PT then. No pressure, but he could really find himself in at least P4 here at the Alpine. Can't invalidate now. Finishing out sector 1 about half a tenth at the moment, and just needs to improve slightly more in that in sector 2. Green flags are waving. I'm not sure if there's an incident ahead of him, but now one of the main corners in sector 2 is around turn 11 it goes, and DRS wide open. Let's see if he can improve in sector 2 to try and get into P4. I think the challenge for the top 3 is just pretty much gone now. Quite far ahead of them 3. but at the moment James PT, he's absolutely flying, 3/10 up on his previous time. Maybe he will challenge the front three. He needs to gain a bit more in sector 3, but you never know, he could really find himself up there with a nice few corners from James PT. No mistakes now, and he's definitely in P4, beating Nova behind. But around the final 2 corners, flat out, then to turn 20. Final corner, James PT, where's he going to put the Alpine in P4? Only slightly behind Lewis Piper. I've got to say that's a good lap time. There's Nova, he's also on a lap. I think he gained in sector 1, let's see if he can in sector 2 as well. Let's see how much he has gained. 2/10 up at the moment is Nova, and that will be a very nice lap time. He needs to gain slightly more in sector 3 to try and beat James PT, but at the moment Nova Gibson is just going to want to certify that P5, especially with Tempos on the flyer as well, and it could be a nice top 5 for Alfa Romeo, but rounds out the final 2 corners flat out to the final corner. Let's see if Nova Gibson maybe can challenge James PT then. Going to get our DRS wide open across the line. Where's James PT? I mean, where's Nova Gibson going to put it? In P5, just a 10th behind and 10 plus behind them. Can he beat Nova Gibson or James PT then? Put it in the top 4, or maybe cause a challenge in the top 3. We'll see with them on laps as well. I think Ferrari is rounding out the final corner now. We'll see if it does pop up fastest at our top of our timing sheets. But here we go then, 10 plus. He's going to go across the line. Is it going to be top 4? Not quite.
Yeah, Phoenix just marginally up on his previous time and does improve. 132.877. Is that going to be pole position here today? As it is, as James PT has invalidated his lap. Phoenix is on pole.
Nice job from Phoenix there, quite some margin ahead. About 5/10 is the gap at the moment. I've got to say it was very close from second all the way down to 6th really. Could any of them got on the front row, but all just missing out.
Yeah, Phoenix, that's crucial for the championship as well, to get ahead of Lewis Piper. Even his teammate as well, Jamal, he could challenge him still for the win of the Drivers' Championship. But Phoenix, you can't deny how quick he is. So there we go, Phoenix on pole today.
Yeah, Jamal 4/10 behind, and going to cause a challenge. Lewis Piper also 4/10 behind. James PT nearly 5. Nova in P5. Going to want to try and challenge as well, but we'll see that final battle for the top 3. Janata in P8. Alchek's for unlucky not to get another lap in P7, and Old Hoss just beating his teammate for P10. But yeah, very interesting. Seth Martin not being able to improve as well. Fortunate for Seth. It's tricky with the track limits, so might see a few penalties out there today.
Yeah, certainly, especially in Sector 1. But yeah, as I say, if you survive through turn 1, you'll be able to gain at least a couple of places, as it is normally chaos in there. As, go on Alex, say it.
T-poses are out yet again. Signals the formation lap. For the 12th time, I think it is this season.
Yep. Round 12 here at Austin today. Three races to go after this. It's looking like it's going to go right down to the final race. So here we go. Who's leading in turn 1?
I'm gonna say, I might say Jamal actually got the inside line. Depends on how quick he gets away. We've seen Phoenix very poor off the line recently, but yeah, we'll see how he does this time. See if it's improved, but it could be crucial.
Brodo as well. Can't really judge his pace yet. Got DSQ before he set a lap. So both McLarens at the back of the grid. We'll have to see how many positions they can gain during the race. 2 Ferraris leading out front, 2 McLarens out back.
I wonder if this can maybe clinch the constructors from as well. I'll have to see after the race is finished, but they are quite some margin ahead now. If they get a good result today, I think we might see him maybe win it.
Yeah, Striker Boy as well in P10 as I will just quickly run through the tyres. Top 10 on hards, all the way down to 19th is mediums, and Brodo in 20th on the hards. Hard to medium is looking like the preferred strategy for the top 10, obviously. Medium to hards, looking to gain as many places on the start as possible. If you're below that top 10, Brodo going long in last place, looking for the overcut probably.
Yeah, I think that's a good call from Brodo.
Yeah, best of luck to all the drivers today, as there is your predicted pit stop strategy. That is not including the tyres of the front 10 runners today, as Phoenix about to line up on the grid, ready for lights out. Is that Hassan?
I am not sure.
Fine, can't I? There we go. Over to
The grid has been formed for the 12th time this season, as it is now 5 red lights for the 12th time this season. Can Phoenix keep his championship lead? And we'll see at the end of these 28 laps, but it is lights out and away we go for the 12th time. Phoenix does get away a lot better than he should, but Lewis Piper's had a fantastic start. He's going round the outside of Phoenix. Can Jamal Coster? I don't think he can, but Lewis Piper has gained on him, and Phoenix keeps it. At the moment, that is definitely his best start so far. Side by side with James PT and Jamal. James PT inside for the S's and gets that position done. That's a lovely move for James PT. Moves up into the final podium place, but Jamal coming back at him yet again. And he gets it back. That's a lovely move from Jamal just to get it back and retake it. Nova's lost positions from the start.
Ferrari's off.
Lewis Piper has taken the lead, as I think there's been a big little mistake from Phoenix there. But Lewis Piper is leading on lap 1.
Oh, Altrexfer nearly runs into the back of Templos and Luke and James PT there. Gets out brakes himself, but the 2 Alfa Romeos into P6 and P7.
Now here we go then. It's going to get tasty between these 2 Ferraris, I reckon. Oh, is it just stay behind? I think that's just a good thing to do just for the team, really. Has seen a few moves now. Nova trying to cause a challenge on Templos, getting very close to the rear. But he's going to have to wait, I reckon, until the next overtaking zone. There's no real place to overtake here, as I think that is a McLaren off in the background. I think that's Kevin Slice.
Another mistake from Phoenix. Can James PT get him into the final couple of set of corners? Just has to stay behind, looking on the start-finish straight, if you can make a move there. Got a couple of mistakes from Phoenix on this opening lap. Not going to be wanting many more of those.
It's been a sloppy first lap then for Phoenix. Going to have to try and get his head down after a very strong qualifying. But Lewis Piper is leading by 2.3 seconds and he's off at the moment, and Jamal outscoring his teammate at the moment. We'll see how this one pans out. But Phoenix gonna have to get his head down and try and win this race, or at least beat Lewis Piper. It's the whole of the top 10 really, not really well, the whole grid actually is not really separated by a second, apart from the front three, who, yeah, pretty separated at the moment, but yeah, it's very close so far.
Yeah, is there going to be a move here for Nova Gibson, or is he just going to stay behind for another lap? I think that is what he's going to do.
Janeta is causing a challenge on Icky Robbo, going down the inside, then into turn 12. He's got the inside line, it will be the outside line for next corner. I think they are still side by side. No, Icky Robbo just gives it up, and Janeta is through. That straight line speed might be there again for Janeta. He's absolutely a wicket on the straights, but can he get a move on now? Maybe. See himself in the top 5. That'd be a great result for a Tier 2 driver. Yet again impressing in Tier 1. As we know, he has got a pre-contract agreement with Mercedes for next season, and he's been doing fantastic. He's been saving them really this season as a reserve. So yeah, all to gain for Janeta. Then get his head down now as Lewis Piper sets the fastest lap yet again, but Jamal has actually gained on him on the last lap. There's been a carnage behind.
At the back there is Seth Martin and Ryan are both off. As Altrexfer is going down the inside of Icky Robbo into turn 1. Still side by side. But Altrexfer just got a C position for the S section. Or is he? He's still going side by side with Icky Robbo. And Altrexfer is off the track.
Yeah, I think Icky Robbo just hit the left front, if I'm not wrong. Brodo gets free sometime, apparently. Yeah, track limit's already starting to kick in on lap 3, but yeah, I think Icky just hit the front left of Altrexfer, which really caused his car to unsettle, but I think Icky's struggling on the straights mainly at the moment.
Yeah, I think he was ahead going into the corners there though, but here we go. Nova Gibson making the move on Templos up into P5 where he started the race.
And maybe Janeta can get him too, just needs to close up behind. He's been doing pretty well in the first 3 laps, good showing from the Tier 2 driver.
The striker boy. Looks like we're going to get Old Hoss there on the entrance to that next corner. Just has to sit behind.
Yeah, Aston Martin are going to really need some points this race, so striker boy I think is throwing the hope with Seth Martin quite so margin behind. He's going to have to really get a move on, but yeah, let's see what striker boy can do. I think Old Hoss really has to get past Icky Robbo, who's struggling at the moment on those hards, but Old Hoss is on the mediums also. We'll see how Tempos can challenge Nova then, see if he can on the next straight.
Ooh,
but
bit decent there again.
Set to one.
Coppercoin gets turned around by Altrexfer. I don't think there's anything Altrexfer could have done there. He just seems a ghost inside of him. Lag on this game strikes again as Old Hoss closes in on Icky Robbo. Thank you to a couple of people that have followed in the past few minutes. Appreciate it.
And here we go then, Old Hoss with a DRS should be flying past any second now. As here we go then, going into turn 12, and is passed way by the apex. So Old Hoss up into P8. That's going to probably benefit Striker Boy as well. He was struggling in the DRS train.
Phoenix seems to be closing the gap on his teammate Jamal up in P3. I think he's got his little collection of mistakes out of the way early on in the race, and now he's going to want to stay consistent. Can't afford to make any more mistakes because Jake Squid gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits.
Yeah, Phoenix has been closing into Jamal, and Jamal's actually been slightly closing by about a 10th of lap to Lewis Piper, so the Ferraris do seem to have a bit of pace in the second part of the first stint, but yeah.
Dream
have to go
start
quite
for
some
Lewis
margin.
Piper though. Couldn't have asked for any more. Up into P1. And capped by around 2 seconds on the first lap, I believe. Oh, there's a spin. I think that's Seth Martin onto the grass once more.
Yeah, it's another race of misfortune for Seth.
James PT been slowly chipping away at that gap, been closing on those Ferraris every lap so far. Nice work from him, just silently been going at it. James PT could be in contention for the win of this race. Just to remind ourselves of the tyres of everyone so far. Old Hoss on the mediums. Apart from that, everyone else in the top 10 still are on the hards. As Templos sets his personal best of the race. Those hards are coming to life already.
So James PT only 4 tenths behind Phoenix, but Phoenix will get the DRS from his teammate, so might just keep him behind. But yeah, James PT has a lot of pace in that Alpine. Hopefully no moments of inconsistency as Seth Martin is retired.
Yeah, I think that were in the pit lane. I don't think it was on track, so should be good. Unfortunate for Seth Martin. As yeah, his cars despawn.
As Brodo's catching the back of the Mercedes, as passing around the outside now, side by side. As it's still side by side between the Mercedes and the McLaren. It's very close. Going around sector 3, it's still causing a battle, but at the moment, it's still causing a battle side by side. They've been side by side for nearly 2 sectors, but round the outside, the Mercedes
Charles getting involved as well.
Oh, Shao down the inside of Brodo. Brodo went from attacking to now having to defend. He's going to go wide, trying to get the loop to it, but no, can't do it. So he's lost 2 positions instead of gained a position. He's trying to cause a challenge again around the outside. He goes into turn 1. Can you make it stick? No. As Shao gets the better traction in sector 1, he's going on to get Z down to try and get the Mercedes as well.
Let's pop a coin. Also retiring in the pits. Not the start he would have wanted either. As Altrexfer, after his spin early on, is looking to gain back those positions. Let's see how many he lost from the start. 8 positions. This little moment from Brodo on the exit of that corner. Has he got enough straight line speed? Is a slipstream powerful enough for him to make the move? He's going to take advantage of Brodo and Shao fighting, but he can't quite get the move done. He has to stay behind.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and maybe make a double move because these two are going to have DRS for quite a while. Brodo is trying to make a challenge. Oh, that was very close. Yeah, I think that was in turn 15. But yeah, around the outside, Brodo has now kind of have the traction to close the door and keep that position. Now going to go into turn 19. He has got that position done. And can Altrexfer pick up the scraps as down the inside he does go. Round turn 19, now round turn 20, the final corner. DRS for Altrexfer, and can he keep the position? Yes, he can. He's now going on to get his head down to get 2 cars in 2 corners. Brodo, can he get him down the inside into turn 1? he's hit the apex nicely, but Brodo has used the outside line and got the traction down. He's going to probably have to wait until he gets back on the straights. Brodo won't have any DRS, he's going to be left vulnerable. But Al Tretzfer is got some pace. He's going to have to get his head down to try and mech up some positions to try and get himself in the points. But on the hards currently as well. So is Brodo. Don't think the car ahead is either. But we'll see how some pans out as Al Tretzfer oversteps his mark and gets 3-10 time penalty. As you saw him just slightly cut the corner and go over track limits there. But onto the straights we go then. Al Tretzfer nearly passed. Oh wait, he's passed before DRS even opened. That's a nice move for Al Tretzfer. Good traction on the exit. He's going to get his head down to try and get Vestriel. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's going to get his head down and get a move on.
Thank you for the follow. As we'll ride on board with Striker Boy, who's close to Jake Squid.
Yeah, I think Jake Squid actually just got passed on that lap as well. I could be wrong, but yeah, Striker Boy's going to want to retake that position. He's currently just outside the points like Yuki Tsunoda, but DRS wide open. Yeah, went pretty deep there. Jake Squid missed his braking point, and Striker Boy's going to want to try and cause a challenge then on the straights. Can he make a move into turn 1? Down the inside he goes. He's gone pretty deep though, and that's not going to benefit. As Jake Squid just swoops up past it with ease. That was a very big dive bomb.
Yeah, nice awareness though from Jake Squid. He knew that Striker Boy were going to try something there. Just gets back past him, but does get a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, that's a big mistake from Jake Squid, and that just allows Striker Boy through then. Yeah, that's a nice move from Striker Boy. Just wait until he makes a mistake, but Jake Squid is going to have the DRS, he's going to probably try and challenge it. But Old Horse's teammate is currently looking for a move on Janator. He's going to be close enough by the corner. But Jake Squid also isn't going to be close enough to make a move either. Let's get it back. Both Alpha Tauri stuck behind.
Gets past the Mercedes on the straight into the braking zone. Nice work from him there. As James PT and Phoenix are within a second of each other. Phoenix also within a second of his teammate Jamal. The gap hasn't really changed to Lewis Piper, so any one of these four could be in a shot for winning the race. Well, there's a spin, and that's Jake Squid. And comes into the pits. He's going to go long. Going to want to extend this hard stint until the end of the race.
Yeah, it's another big error from Jake Squid. He isn't using the line for the first time here. In Austin, Phoenix getting close to his teammate now. He's going to be close enough to make a move though. Going to have a good exit. But Jamal actually just losing a few tenths on when I've last checked to Lewis Piper. As Vestrelka gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits.
Yeah, Jamal is going to be pulling his teammate along. Gaining ever so slightly on Lewis Piper every lap. But 10 plus. I think Nova must have made a mistake, as he is now within half a second. He's dropped back as Nova from James PT back about a second within that sector.
As yeah, 10 plus getting close to Nova at the moment. As I think we're going to bring in Duras right now as principal for an interview as we speak. I mean, Duras at the moment, 10 plus, your man just cutting the closing down, Nova Gibson. Just give us your thoughts on what you think of the race so far.
Yeah, the race is pretty good. Shao is looking good as well as a T2 dry race. I mean, He doesn't have to do a lot to get almost to P10. Oh no, he DNF'd. Oh, Jesus.
It's just on the
No.
commentator's curse. That's my job.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, let's not talk about Templars then. No, I'm gonna take some words from Total Wolf last season. These first 4 cars, Lewis Piper, Jamal, Phoenix, and James PT, that is unbelievable. They're uncatchable. They're doing a race themselves, almost. I mean, James PT is 3.5 seconds away from Nova Gibson. Yeah, it's unbelievable what these 4 guys are doing, and Templars is doing great. Unfortunately, he didn't have the time to practice this week for this race. But I think P6 for this season, it's good points. We are looking forward to the next season already, because I think P2, P3 in the constructors will be our final position. It doesn't change a lot from that point of view this season. Next season, it will matter a lot more in what position we finish with the new system of transfers and DNFs and so on.
Yeah, definitely. Currently just stuck behind Nova at the moment, but yeah, you've got to say qualifying as well. Still pretty close to the front 3 as well, so take that as a positive, as you will.
Yeah, it was close until Phoenix made in the last lap and was half a second in front of the second place. So yeah, it was also fun to watch that. But I think Lewis Piper could have gotten that pole position, but he just did one run, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
I think he did well. I think he just made a mistake on his final lap, but we'll let you get back to your team for the time being, and we'll hopefully speak to you in a few laps' time. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us at the moment. Well, we'll see you then.
Okay.
That was Duras, the team principal of Red Bull Racing. Seth Martin, thank you for the bits. Sorry about your race today. But yeah,
I'm looking at that.
Temple's running P6. Shout, unfortunately, DNF'd as we were speaking to Duras. But
yeah, Charles' main aim is he's the tier 2 drivers currently topping them standings. But Jamal actually has been closing in on Lewis Piper while I was chatting. Currently 1.4 is the gap. Got his head down slightly. And Phoenix is just matching him at the moment as well, just currently in DRS, tagging him along with James PT as well. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out, as I think there's a spinner in sector 3, and I think that is Jake Squid, the AlphaTauri, the other side of Red Bull. But yeah, another lap and another gain for Jamal. 1.3, he's really getting his head down in the second part of this long stint on the hards.
yeah, the Ferraris have the pace as always. It's nice to see James PT adding another rapid driver up there as well.
Yeah, James PT's been doing pretty well recently, just hasn't been able to get the final result in with a bit of inconsistency. But yeah, seems to be back at the races today, currently in P4. Going to get some good points for Alpine.
His old horse
It's few free
goes
seconds.
for it on Kev the Slice and gets it done way before the braking zone. Duras, thank you for the bits as well.
Yeah, cheers guys
Ooh,
for
it's
staying
Altrix
for
there.
all our subs.
Going side by side with Striker Boy in sector 3.
So this is mega close then, still side by side, going into the final 2 corners. Striker Boy gets the move, and it's got, I think Alchester is going to have the DRS on the straight. So he's going to try and get back past.
So thank you for the more bits.
Oh my god, you guys are absolutely unbelievable. Love you guys. You're all the best. As here we go, then a bit more racing for you. Alchester going into turn 1. Hasn't been able to get the speed to get it. Can he go side by side? Maybe into sector 1, into the S's. Still behind. Oh, he's shot it down the inside. But no, can't really make it done there. He's got to stay behind for the DRS, I reckon. Bit of a wiggle there. Yeah, that was a big wiggle. Got some of his fans in the chat, as I think that's Jake Squid yet again. He's round at the same corner, turn 19. But yeah, I think he's going to go into the pits and maybe put on some softs near the end to try and get a fastest lap. As yeah, he's coming in now. But yeah, still very close. Alchester, can he make a move on Striker Boy? Striker Boy has some phenomenal straight line speed to keep him behind. Alchester is going to go down the inside though, on the curb. Can he make it stick? Side by side still, going into sector 3. And still side by side, he's got the outside and he'll have the inside for turn 15. Still side by side, these two are going. Turn 15, can Striker Boy get a gun to fix it yet again to go round the outside around 16, 17 and 18? Not quite, as Alchester gets it done, but Striker Boy some phenomenal straight line speed, and that's what we've learned so far. But another lap and another battle between these two. Alchester is on top this time, and I don't see this one playing out as easy as Phoenix is getting very close to his teammate at the moment, and Jamal just dropping back from Lewis Piper in the last few laps. As I think that's Avatari, I think that's Chase Squid crashing in sector 1. No safety cars out though.
I think it was car coming out of the pits after he retired in the pit lane. Don't think it caused any distraction to the top 4 though.
It's DRS then. Phoenix has. It's not going to be close enough this time though. But yeah, Jamal's still 1.3 and to Lewis Piper, but still very close.
Yeah, certainly is, as Templos is within 3/10 of Nova Gibson.
Yeah, he's getting very close. He's going to have to try and get his head down in sector 3 to try and strike a move. But yeah, very close actually at the moment. Going round the final corners of sector 3. Going to go round turn 19 now, as Lewis Piper is in the pit lane. As Nova just kind of faking it there, going to the pit lane, but rounds out the final corner. And Temps Willie past, but he's getting close to these two. I think sector 1 he's really going to have to get past here if he wants to, as Nova's mega in sector 1 it seems. But Templos won't be getting past this time. Going to have to wait and try and stay close in sector 1 then, to get the DRS in sector 2.
Lewis Piper comes out behind the Mercedes. He might have DRS on the straight, but he's going to want to clear Generator as soon as he can to make sure he doesn't lose any more time. He's gone for the undercut. Is it going to work for Lewis Piper?
If he gets held up by Generator, he could really be suffering, but I think he's just going to get past with DRS on the straights. And we'll see if Generator can cause a challenge to him. But he's very close now to the back of Generator. He's going to easily get past, it seems. As there we go. Foot to the floor. And yeah, flies past. Easy move for Lewis Piper with the fresh tyres.
Templos goes
Phoenix
for it on Nova. And there's contact between the two. I think Templos is getting a bit frustrated. And Nova tries to switch back on Templos. He's going to want to stick it. He's not going to want to cede track position to Templos. As there we go, around the outside. Templos gives him absolutely no room. But Nova has to cede position as they both come into the pits.
So Templos gets past. There's a bit of battling then in sector 3 with the Ferraris, as they're both in the pit lane, and Phoenix has came out on top with Jamal behind. That's interesting. Double stacking at Ferrari. Is it another bad pit call? But there goes Lewis Piper. Oh no, they're not double stacking, sorry. I thought there was, but they're not. Phoenix is still out at the moment. He's still setting purple sectors on those old hard tyres. So yeah, we'll see what Lewis Piper can do. as yeah, he's also setting purples. But Jamal 4.8 is the gap, is really losing out to his pipe on that last lap. Let's see if Nova can get Tempos back then into turn 12.
I think Nova has good straight line speed as well in the Alfa Romeo. Is it going to be enough? It's gaining so much.
He's going to go around the outside then. He's going to go for a switchback as we'll be able to make that move there. As Tempos just keeps it at the moment, but yeah, lovely from Tempos as Phoenix is now into the pit lane. And it seems that Lewis Piper is going to clear him by quite some margin. He's already cleared Jamal by 5.6 seconds, so the undercut has really worked. As there we go, 35.8, the fastest lap of this race. Jamal is currently in the 38s, so yeah, he's going to have to get a move on. But let's see where Phoenix comes out. Is he going to be ahead of his teammate? Interestingly, I think it is, but he's going to have cold tyres, and that's going to make Jamal just swoop past in that Ferrari, and he's got it done. But Phoenix is going to be close on the next straight. He's going to have to get his tyres up to temperature and cause a chance. James PT, oh no, 3 second time penalty. That could really take it. That's probably just taking him out of the battle for the podium.
Nova Gibson,
P4.
nice move into turn 1 as well, gets back past 10 plus. But yeah, James PT with that 3 second time penalty, does that take him out of contention for the podium?
Now Tempos is very close to the rear of Nova this time around. 4 tenths is the gap. He's going to have to get a good exit out of turn 11. But flat out then, onto the straight. Can he get past at turn 12 then? 3.5 tenths, it's coming down. Is he going to go side by side? I think he will do. Yeah, here we go, down the inside. He goes, Templos, and surely he's got that position done. As, yeah, very nice move. Good racing from these two. Still battling with Nova trying to stick a front wing in, but at the moment, behind for Nova. Gonna have to try and keep it close, and maybe another one into turn 1.
Yeah, a lot closer now for these 3 cars, P2, P3 and P4. I don't think there's going to be a move. Is Nova a little bit of a wiggle on the exit there, sets his personal best, but I don't think he can get it into turn 1.
I think he might just need to stay behind anyway to get him back on the back straight. He's round out sector 1. Can Templos keep setting personal best sectors? As he still is. Getting pushed to the limit by Nova.
Yeah, I think now
See if-
for Templos and Nova, unless there's an incident between a couple of the drivers, I think P5 is the maximum that they're going to get out of this race, as I think there's going to be a move here.
As Templos just keeps it then. Yeah, again.
Yeah, nice defending from Templos. Putting his car in the right positions as Striker Boy gets past Altrexfer. Altrexfer's fighting back. Tries to go for the switchback. Oh, contact!
Yet again, Altrexfer is round again. I don't know if it's just an unlucky race for him. But a few incidents now for Altrexfer. And he's going to drop back.
Yeah, he had a big snap and just took him into the path of Striker Boy. It's side by side through turn 1. Nova Gibson and Templos. Templos just keeps it. Altrexfer retires from the session.
So let's see if Nova can keep it this close on the straights and not surely line back past if he can.
Yeah, it's so much closer. Needs to not have a wiggle on the exit like he did last lap.
He's got pretty much no battery though, so he's going to try and drain it as much as he can with DRS. And it is surely going to be another move for Nova. He's going to go down the inside then of the Red Bull. Yeah, it's going to be passed easily by the Apex. And that's a nice move yet again from these two battling.
Yeah, covers off the inside line so Templos can't dive from it as well. He's going to want to brake. He's going to want to brake as late as possible. We nearly saw a replication of the incident between Altrexford and Striker Boy as well there. But Templos is trying to hang it round the outside, but Nova Gibson, he's got it covered off nicely. Templos goes wide in that corner again.
There's Jamal and Phoenix side by side going into turn 1, and Phoenix is going to get it done finally down the inside. But Jamal, he's going to go for a switchback. No, not quite, didn't have the traction, but Phoenix gets past that lap, crucial for a championship if he keeps it.
Yeah, James PT lurking in behind as well. He wanted to pick up the scraps. Any mistakes from the Ferraris, and he'll gobble them up. He'll gobble up that position. Is Jamal, is he going to get past Phoenix, or is he just going to let him go and try and challenge Lewis Piper with very few laps to go?
Yeah, Templos yet again, closing, 5 cents to the gap. I think he does have the straight line speed upper hand, saved up the battery as well, going around the outside then into turn 12, can he make it stick? Yet again another lap of battling for these two, can't stop at the moment, but into turn 13, can Templos keep the position? As I think he will, and if he cause a challenge in turn, on these next 3 corners, turn 16, but I think it's another lap behind. Templos gets back through. Now on the straights into turn 1. Can Nova try and get past again? Another lap of battling. Yes please, I order some more. But gonna go down the inside. Nova into turn 1. I think he makes it stick. Yet again, side by side goes wide. Does Templos, but rejoins and is still very close.
Nova lets him through.
I think Nova's lets him through. It's a nice gesture, good sportsmanship from Nova.
Ooh,
Did
nearly
push him
runs into
wide.
the back of Templos there.
Good fair battling between these two. It's like a 1v1 at the moment. Nova battling has been really seen. But we'll see if Nova can get back past. Generator is also closing into Icky Robbo at the moment. Currently in P9 will get it anyway due to penalties applied to Icky. But flat out then on the straights. And DRS wide open. Can Nova cause a challenge? I think he might be just a bit far back. We'll see if he can. Maybe go for a little dive bomb. Or is it going to be around the outside? Maybe the inside. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? I think he will be. As down the inside he goes into turn 12. Templos still nearly been squeezed, but still got the inside line. Is he going to get this done? It's so close between these two at the moment.
Ooh.
But I think Nova's going to get it back past yet again.
Contact between the two as Templos lets him through. Really great sportsmanship from these two drivers. They know they're not going to get any further up positions than they are now. So they're just being fair with each other, any mistakes, and they're letting the other one back past.
As I think we'll bring in Duras yet again on this next lap. I mean, wow, Duras is mental battling at the moment between Nova and Templos, but honestly this strategy for these two, neck and neck every single lap, and we'll see if he can make a move on this one as well, but just give us your thoughts after the pit stops.
Unbelievable what these guys are doing. Oh God, why?
Templos gets a penalty. Why? It's
Oh,
always when
every
we bring.
time you
It's
join.
always when we bring you in. Something
This
goes
is
wrong.
not fair. Okay. Yeah. First of all, I want to point something out. I think it was on lap 21 or lap 22. I'm not sure. Turn one. Nova doesn't leave enough space for Tempest, and Tempest goes off the track. And Nova slowed down so Tempest can get in front of him again. So I want to point that out as a fair play move from him.
Yeah.
It's
Always,
definitely.
sorry,
unbelievable.
just side by side here with Icky Robbo and Janator. Janator looking for the move on Icky Robbo. Gonna try and stick it round the outside. But Icky Robbo stays ahead. Sorry, Durus, back over to you.
No problem. Yeah, I think that's worth a mention here today. And it's just a great battle to see from both of them. It's gone now for some laps, and it will probably go on until the finish line. Although Tempest has now those 3 seconds, so it doesn't really matter a lot. But yeah, it's an unbelievable race today. And I think we didn't get a lot of crashes. I think the most of them just retired, most of the DNFs today.
In the
Yeah.
pit lane,
So pretty clean race as well. I think it's a beautiful race today.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to think Nova, he also does have 2 warnings at the moment, so one more he will be getting his penalty. So for Tempost's sake, he hopes that he will get one just to match the battle, but at the moment dropped back on the last few laps. But yeah, we hope that we can cost them more battling for you, but at the moment the front Ferraris are fighting. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll catch back up with you maybe at the end of the race if we can.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes from there, but thank you very much for all the insights.
yeah, as well. Alex was talking to Durus there. Jamal got past Phoenix and is now up into P2, and Icky Robbo got past Old Horse, but Icky Robbo does have the 6 seconds of penalties. So that will currently drop him
Yeah,
down
Janetta's
to
going to
P9.
want to. Janetta's going to want to get past Old Hoss as well to try and get P7. That'll be a great result for the Tier 2 driver. But at the moment, Phoenix is closing to the back of Jamal after he got re-overtook on the last lap. I think the fight's really out of Lewis Piper, and no mistakes from Lewis Piper, and surely will win the race today. Mega pace. But there you go, Janator does get past, still goes side by side, Janator and Old Hoss, but yeah, Janator's stuck behind in the S's, and he's going to have to wait until maybe the next straight. But yeah, it's going to get close between these two for P7 theoretically. He's going to want to get through as soon as he can Janator, but going back to the Ferraris as Jamal keeps it at the moment.
There we go, Janator. We know how fast he is in a straight line. Even with Old Horse with the DRS, Janator manages to get past on the back straight.
That's a crucial move. Janator's going to want to keep it for like next 3 laps then. But head down and maybe try and get Icky on track as well, just to certify it and put a car between these two. That'll be useful. But he might not be able to get close enough. We'll see what Icky's pace is like in the coming laps. But yeah, it must be a frustrating one for James PT as well. He's just been stuck behind with a 3 second time penalty, just wanting to keep P4. Not been able to get on the podium again, but unlucky for James PT. Still P4 would be a great result. No mistakes.
So yeah, it's been so close between the 2 Ferraris and the Alpine of James PT. Is Phoenix going to take back P2 on this lap in the DRS? Just a couple more laps to go.
I don't think it's going to be close enough yet again for Phoenix. He's stuck behind for another lap.
Striker boy gets 3-second time penalty.
Yes, don't think it'll matter anyway, out of the points by 3.5 seconds. But actually, we'll get P10, we'll pick up a point, with Brodo having 9 seconds, so yeah. That'll be a good point for Striker Boy. But we're now only 1 lap after this one on the penultimate lap we are on now. Lewis Piper is leading us away. Phoenix, he's going to want to get his head down on the straight to try and close up for the straight even.
Now is he going to make the move on this lap, or is he going to save it for the final lap? I think it'd be smart for Phoenix to save it for the final lap, just to ensure that he can't get back past again Jamal.
I think Jamal has drained his battery though.
Yeah, down to about 11%. Not quite flashing.
Here we go then onto the straight. DRS wide open.
He does go for it this lap. Is Phoenix confident enough in his pace to be able to pull away enough so Jamal can't get him back in the DRS?
There's Jamal then, going to want to try and close up, but yeah, Phoenix is gapped at the moment. Let's see if he can do anything about it now, Jamal. As you think he will be too far back, he needs to gain in sector 1 really, the main place to gain, but now on the final lap, Lewis Piper has drove phenomenal so far today. Great start, and from there, the gap has just opened up from the pit as well. Done everything right, and I think this will make him lead yet again in the championship. I think it'll be his 6th win this season, which is absolutely phenomenal. Out of the 12, half of them has gone Lewis Piper's way. But yeah, I don't think Jamal's going to be close enough on this lap. He's going to have a mega exit out of here or Phoenix to make a mistake. But there's a yellow in sector 1, I think it's
Old horse.
AlphaTauri. Yeah, luckily the cars behind aren't close enough anyway, but Jamal is closing, but it won't be enough. Going into the final sector then.
What's happened to him?
Must have disconnected on the final lap then. But yeah, Lewis Piper from start to finish has been absolutely phenomenal off the start. P3 to P1, a massive, fantastic reaction time to get ahead, and from the pit open another 2-second gap to Jamal and Phoenix, and it's just been phenomenal from there. But your new championship leader then, Lewis Piper, is back on top again. Another win here in round 12. Phoenix crosses line, second best again. Jamal in P3 and James PT getting that well-earned podium in P4. I mean, not podium, good points in P4. Nova ekes out 10 plus in P5 then. Good points to try and beat Haas in the constructors, with Janata grabbing P7 from Iki Robbo, and Iki Robbo wanting to try and eke out Old Hoss as well. It's going to be close on the final corner with that 6-second penalty. Across the line, Old Hoss doesn't do enough, and that is P5 and P8 for Alfa Romeo. But then the final point scorers coming across the line now, which is Brodo, but I think he'll lose out to Striker Boy. As he does, Striker Boy getting the final point position. But so there we go then, Lewis Piper, your winner again.
Have a slice. giving us something to cheer about for his race. Some donuts at the end there. But there we go. Lewis Piper is your race winner here today. Around Austin. Back in the lead of the championship. Thank you everyone for joining us today as we will wait to see if there are any interviews. As there we go, Lewis Piper griddying on everyone. As we've had a couple subs today as well and some bits as well, so thank you all for that. A few follows as well. We appreciate all the support as we've got a couple interviews waiting. But before we go to there, we will look at the final standings.
As there we go then, the Flying Scotsman back on top yet again. It's been truly phenomenal this season, and yeah, it's back on top in the championship. Going to take the full prize pool if it carries on like this. But 3 rounds left. Can the Ferraris do anything about it?
Just go through the race director for the FIA. And there we go, Lewis Piper out on top in Austin, Phoenix in P2 and Jamal in P3. And we'll wait to see if we've got any interviews. Yeah, I've got a couple waiting. So first of all, we will bring in Phoenix from Ferrari.
I mean, Phoenix P2 again, big battle with teammate near the end. But just give us your thoughts on that race.
You know what? For once, I actually had a decent start. I was like, I haven't lost a single position off the start. It's the first time this season. And then, yeah, obviously, I've had wheel issues earlier on in the week. I thought, you know what, I fixed it, it'll be fine. And then lap 1 it disconnected, and I think at that point the race we'd already lost the race win. Unless it was the safety cars, like the gap's already been extended past that DRS. But then from then on, yeah, it's just about managing the pace. I think I probably sat behind Jamal for too long. Should have tried to get behind, push onto Lewis, but I don't think I had the pace today. So I'm happy with P2 in the end.
Yeah, P2 in the end. Unfortunately, losing out in the championship, Lewis Piper does go back to the top. But it's still so close in the last 3 rounds. But just because your thoughts on what you think is going to happen near the final few races.
Oh, who can guess? Who can guess? I think the constructors has wrapped up for Ferrari at this point. We had a good result today with P2 and P3. And we had a nice little battle as well. In there, well, I don't know. Could go either way, literally depending on race attendance at this point.
Yeah, another 2-3 for Ferrari though. Can you replicate some more? Maybe get a win next time out in China, Shanghai, for the first time in Jeddah.
God no, I've been on that track once in this game, and that was because I was forced to. I had to practice China. I hate that track. I'm not replicating it. I don't even think I'll get a podium in China.
Oh, well, hopefully get some practice in and maybe see yourself at the top again. We'll never know. And we'll see attendance next week. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. P2 in the end, and with wheel issues. Fish will be very impressed with yourself. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us today.
So, cheers, mate.
And I'm a very happy team principal right now. Nova Gibson into P5 and both Alfa Romeos into the points. But here is Nova Gibson.
Nova, I mean, fantastic race overall, side by side with Tempos for literally half of it. But yeah, we're your team principal here as well. I'll ask you both some questions. But yeah, give us your thoughts on that race, because that was absolutely crazy for the team.
That was probably the most fun I've had on this game in a while. I obviously, like I always say, I try to stay consistent. I was one warning off a penalty, but I made sure I just didn't go off track. And fair play to Templos because that was amazing, going side by side the whole time. It was really fun.
Yeah, definitely. We've got team principal here as well, Ben. Just gives your thoughts as well. You got 2 sets of points today. Icky Robbo in P8 and the big results P5 for Nova. Just gives your thoughts as well.
Yeah, double points for the Alfa Romeos. Nova, is that your third P5 in a row? So fantastic. As I think we should overtake Haas now with Altrex for DNFing from the race. So absolutely chuffed over at Moon. So I'm very happy with both my drivers.
Yeah, going on to the final 3 rounds, you said Haas there. How do you feel like you can push forward and really gain on them with Altrex, especially speedy Altrex wasn't able to do anything today, but consistency has kept you going. But just give us your thoughts on the final 3 rounds and what you can do to keep ahead of them.
I'm just gonna.
Who's
yeah,
that to? Who's that to?
We'll go Nova first. Go on,
All right,
Nova
go on,
first.
then, go on.
I was just gonna say I was just gonna keep trying to be consistent. Hopefully, Altrex maybe DNFs again. I might put a commentary curse on him, and then hopefully we can get higher up the standings.
Ben?
Yeah, I think it's like a one-man team right now at Haas, and obviously signing Nicky from being a Haas reserve, we've now got 2 drivers, and I think we can be in the points every race and just ensure that we're on top of Haas. And obviously next season we want to be further up in the constructors' standings.
Nova as well. Next week, can you replicate more the same at China, Shanghai, the first time in Estadar?
I'll always try. I'll give my best.
Yeah, good to see it, as I think Duris wants to come in here as well, just to give you props as well.
Yeah, we brought in Icky as well.
Oh, Icky's in. Icky, I mean P8 in the end. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, great points from you as well. Just give us your thoughts on the race.
Yeah, feel like I had a good race today. I got quite unlucky with the penalties, but I was pretty fortunate that Old Hoss spun it on the last lap, so therefore I was able to get P8 in the end, which is extra 2 points. Don't mind if I do. But qualifying, I only got 1 lap in qualifying because I kept on invalidating it because I was pushing too much. But it is what it is.
Yeah, you did a good job out there today. But if you race next week, hopefully you can. Can you push forward and maybe see yourself high up the grid in Shanghai, China?
China's definitely not my best track, but have to see, really. It's not everyone's favourite track, so I might be better than the others and I might be higher, so you never know.
Yeah, good to hear. Ben, can you quickly wing Duris as well?
Yep.
At the same time. Duris, just gives your final thoughts as well.
First of all, Nova Gibson, what a battle between you and Templars. And also a play move at lap 20, I think, where you pushed him out of the track and then slowed down so he can get in front of you. Unbelievable. It's not normal people doing that. Usually they don't care. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. To the race, it was, yeah. It was.
Yeah, we'll let Nova and Nicky go for the time being. So yeah, thank you very much both of you for joining us. Alfa Romeo, good points for you today. Overtaking Haas, I'm pretty sure in the standings. But yeah, thank you very much. You've been great battling from both of you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Double points.
Yeah, thanks.
Up the
Thank you.
Alpha.
Because Duris, you can carry on.
So to the race, no, it was plus minus that what me and the team, so Templars and Shaw thought about. P5, P6, P4 maybe, but yeah, the first 4 guys are just too fast. Now I know also what happened to Shao, so I can give you some information. Shao had a problem with braking and was just he kept hitting other cars from behind, and he decided he would retire to not destroy the race of the other people. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
and Templos, the 3 seconds, at the end it didn't matter really. So yeah, it was all over. Not the best, but an okay race for us.
Yeah, but especially we'll set sights for next season as well. Alfa Romeo coming back up the standings at the end of the season. Do you reckon they will cause an upset maybe next year and try and challenge you?
Yeah, Alfa Romeo. Now they have got a new team principal. I've heard about it. Not really. I don't really know that guy. Doesn't really matter.
We'll be catching you. You just wait. You just wait.
No, it's going to be fun. I mean, AlphaTauri will be crowned champions after 5-6 races, I think. Like I said it before. The main enemies will be Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, maybe Mercedes. Although I'm not sure if Janator and Seth will have that team spirit in. McLaren is going to be probably also a strong team next season, as Jake and Holthaus will stay together. Yeah, let's see what the next season will look like. Hope to have some cool fights.
Yeah.
With the people.
Yeah, definitely, especially on the new era game. We'll see who can come out on top of that as well, with the new handling model. But yeah, you've been a pleasure today. Thank you very much for joining us in race as well for your
Thank you.
insights. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much today.
See you.
See you later.
And we will bring in Janator from Mercedes.
I mean, Janator, P7, I'm pretty sure you can please with that. Tier 2 driver coming up. Yet again, scoring the points for Mercedes, but just give us your thoughts on the race.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the performance. After quali, I said that P7 would probably be the best result I can get today, because it was pretty much like me, and I think it was James or Altrexfer that was like half a tenth ahead of me, and then Icky Robbo like half a tenth behind me, and I thought to myself, okay, well, like P7 looks like the best result I can get, and it was. I mean, Templos and Nova were just way quicker than me, and I don't think there was any chance I was catching them. And yeah, I mean, I got overtaken by Icky Robbo on lap 1. I was kind of like sandwiched into turn 2, and I just backed out of it because I knew I had a lot more straight line speed. I was running 1824 wings, so I knew I could get Altrexfer back on the straight, because I think Icky Robbo got ahead in the first sector. And yeah, pretty much from there it just like became a really quiet race for me. I mean, Old Hoss, at the end of his stint on the mediums, he was looking for a move on me, but he just couldn't really make it because I had so much more straight line speed than him. And yeah, Icky Robbo was able to undercut me, but I just had a lot more pace on my newer mediums, and it was pretty difficult to get past him because he had at one point DRS from Old Hoss, and then I got stuck behind him on lap 25, I think. So once I got past Old Hoss, I just had to charge up my ERS, and then for the last lap, I overtook Icky Robbo. I mean, he already had a 6-second penalty, but it was just nice to get an on-track overtake on him. And yeah, I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy with the result. Austin isn't one of my strongest tracks, so yeah, I mean, it is the best result I could have got realistically, and yeah, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, good to hear. We saw some good moves from you as well. Yeah, straight line speed being key for you as well. But going on to Shanghai next week, can you get some more points there?
I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't really paid much Shanghai, and when I haven't been very quick. So I mean, hopefully I can, score a couple of points there. But yeah, so I guess we're after seeing Tonchal, how quick I am there. I mean, although that's not gonna say what my race pace is, but hopefully I can score a few more points. And yeah.
Yeah, onwards and upwards then. Especially for Friday as well. Big race for you. In the battle for the win in Tier 2. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. It's a pleasure as always. Congrats on the P7. Good points.
Thanks, Sip.
See you later.
And the final interview is Brodo and Hell, who was racing in the McLaren today.
Brodo in the McLaren P11, just missing out due to penalties. But yeah, just give us your thoughts on the race.
Yeah, good race. I'm a bit sad of the qualifying. I spun in one of the last corners, and I needed to wait a long time for all the drivers to pass me. And when they all were gone, it was too late, and I got disqualified. In the race, I only had one accident with Sean. But, yeah, that was a racing incident. He could nothing do about it. Still P11 from P20 to P11. I'm very happy with that one.
Yeah, it's a good race for you, especially from P20. You have to get some moves done. Some good battle in there as well. The penalties came unfortunate. But hopefully next week in Shanghai, can you maybe get some points on the board from McLaren?
I will do my best as always.
Yeah, good to hear. But yeah, you got a new team principal as well. So hopefully you can get boosted forward as well in the junior program. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. And yeah, we'll see you next week and on Friday as well for Tier 2.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
And that closes out round 12 around Austin for Tier 1 Season 5. And we'll see you all on Friday for Tier 2. It's our custom livery round around Belgium. And then for Tier 1 next Wednesday, we have Shanghai in China. So hope to see you all there. Thank you again for the subs, bits and follows. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for the great racing as well, drivers, if you're still in here. And we'll see you all next week.
Also, driver of the day, Nova Gibson. Just saying.
Oh, my driver. Right,
Anyway,
thank you
yes.
all for joining.
Cheers.
See you later.